So I'm spreading awareness of an incident where the news lied about me. They said I was on drugs. I rammed the car and I attacked the police. What happened was I got hit and I was a victim of an accident, and then I looked for a place to pull over on the side of the road, and apparently the cops thought I was a bad guy because the person that was in an accident was a friend of the police officer. So he's very emotional police officer. And I didn't want to pull in the middle of 30 because there's traffic going everywhere. It looked like freaking Armageddon with all the cars driving everywhere. So I pulled off into the bank, and then so when I exited the car, because the police officer's friend was the person who hit me, he started beating me up. And there's a bunch of police officers started beating me up. The ambulance driver started to get me, and so I was I was a victim of police brutality. I was a victim of police brutality, and they write in the news article that I was on PCP, that I offensively rammed the car, and that I assaulted. I just ran at the cops and assaulted them, which is all lies, and they admitted it. Rob Amon, the editor in chief of Tribune Review, admitted it was lies. So I'm telling all these people about the incident today, and this guy already has me blocked. Some of this Brian Rittmeyer, whoever that guy is. Okay, let's keep going down the thing. Let's just see. I'm gonna go back real fast, this guys. So, like, you're Rob Amon. Pretty last one. I just um so This is like me, right? So, Trib Total Media just lied about me. It's like, so like Trib Total Media is like saying I'm like I'm the bad guy, you know. What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? When you were 8 and you had bad traits, you go to school and learn the golden rule. So why are you acting like a bloody fool? If you get hot, then you must get cool. Bad boys. They're like, so Trib Total Media thinks like I was on drugs. They said I was on PCP, like some sort of like power up or something, and then like that I rammed the car, right? And then like so like they said I was on like drugs, right? And I rammed the car and like just charged the police like a crazy man. And like I'm like, what really happened was I got like hit. I'm driving down the road and some guy like nicked me. I'm like, oh my god, and all cars are all swerving everywhere. So I'm like, I better get off the road, like somewhere to, like the safety, right? And then I started thinking, well, like, is this a hit and run now? That like I'm looking for some safe place, and so eventually I pulled into the bank, right, which was like the best idea I could ever done. You know, they have the CCTV there, you know. So and when on the bank, the police officer talked to me, you know, hey, what's up? And like I leave the car, right? Leave the car. And I'm expecting to, like, put my hands on the wall. He pushes me down and just starts smashing me into the concrete and stuff. I mean, not concrete, the pavement and stuff. So I start fighting back, and there's like a bunch of other cops coming, and freaking like the hospital workers are doing there. And I'm like, I'm a martial artist, That's what I do, like, just because you have to be healthy, And I fought back a little bit, Well, I fought back a lot because, my mom taught me, like, and my dad taught me, like, if the people attack you, you don't hold back, man. You fight back with everything you have. I mean, so there was the depiction of the fight was pretty solid. There was broken bones. There's people hurt pretty good, and well, they were hurting me pretty good too. So that's how it goes, man. And I didn't want to fight back. I just wanted to, like, I was going to my aunt's house to talk to her and stuff and hang out, and then like when the police like beat you up and stuff on the way to your house, like it's a different story, It's like I'm a Carnegie Mellon grad. I'm an Eagle Scout. I just found out about God recently at that time, and the hospital tested my blood, was not on drugs. The insurance looked at the crime scene. I did not ram the guy. The bank's camera that watched it all showed that the cops started the fight. So the Trib Total Media, this guy named Rob Amon goes, yeah, we know all that, but we don't want to correct. We don't want to correct our mistakes. Get a lawyer, right? So they slandered my, like, you don't get a job. People think you're like they think you're like a bad boy. Here, like, watch. So here's. Look at this. I had like 42 felonies, they said. Said I swerved into the path. Drove west, yeah. I'm fleeting a scene, like I attack a guy. It's good to like record this too, cause like And this is obviously the wrong thing. It's not even the right time. It said like last month. It was like this 2003. It was like August 23rd, 2003. So that's not even right, man. That's like it's like not even right. Like when it's like you see how it says May 12th, 2012. That's not even right. You know, it was 2003. Um, yeah, so my age is wrong. This is just it's not just lies. It's like factually incorrect on like basic things like the date. Anyway, so I'm telling these people about this, right? You have to tell all the guys. I've mailed them all before. I've mailed them all in their company. I want they're just trying to like. He's like afraid of it, right? I'm no threat. I'm a non-violent human being. Let's see here go. So let's get back to Scott, 'cause that was kind of cool. I like that they like started blocking me. Where is it? Where's this Scott guy at? Chris. I don't see him on there. Maybe he doesn't even show up if he can get blocked. Oh well. I'm gonna start messaging. I'm gonna keep messaging people, but I thought there was a guy up here. What is it, Brian Ridmeyer? Yeah, so Brian Ridmeyer. Something about it. So this guy already blocked me. Anyway, I'm just gonna keep messaging people. Oh. I also clarified to the person replies.
Chairman, I recognize. Chairman, I recognize the gentleman from Louisiana.
Secretary Mayorkas, we have the frustrating responsibility on this committee of providing oversight of your agency, but I have to be honest and tell you, I'm not sure exactly what you do at the Department of Homeland Security other than great harm. On your watch, the data is pretty clear. We've had record levels of illegal immigration, a rapid decline in deportations, skyrocketing fentanyl deaths across our country, and the Secret Service, which is a DHS component, can't determine who left cocaine at the White House. In the middle of all this, you created this Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, CISA, which is a division of DHS. And it's one of the Biden administration agencies that colluded with and coerced the social media companies to censor Americans' protected free speech online. That's specifically detailed in a 155-page court opinion that came out of the federal court in Louisiana in the landmark litigation of Missouri v. Biden. Have you read that court opinion?
Congressman, I have not, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency does not censor speech.
Okay, well, the court found otherwise, and it's really curious to me. Actually, it's quite alarming that you haven't read the opinion, because your agency is listed in this opinion. The federal court looked at volumes of evidence over months of litigation, and they determined, among other things, that if the allegations made by the plaintiffs, the states in this case, are true, and hold on, the preliminary injunction was granted against your agency, sir, and other Biden administration agencies, including the DOJ and FBI, the court said it involves the most massive attack against free speech in United States history. And you're telling me this opinion issued July 4th has not reached your desk? No one's briefed you on it?
Oh, I have been briefed on the Missouri litigation.
Okay, but you haven't taken the time to read it yet.
Congressman,
no, hold on. Have you read it or not?
I have read parts of it, Congressman.
Oh, parts of it. Did you read the parts where it said that this is Orwellian and dystopian and that your agency is involved in a massive cover-up of specifically conservatives' free speech online?
Congressman, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency is not involved in such conduct.
Okay, well, the court found otherwise, and you stand here under oath and you give us these answers that we know are not true because this is demonstrably untrue. I'm suggesting to you that you're saying things to us under oath that are proven by the record to be untrue. Let me ask you about this specifically. CISA was created to, we call it the Misinformation and Disinformation Subcommittee of CISA. Are you familiar with that? MDM, the MDM subcommittee, you familiar with that?
Congressman, I am very well aware of the threat of disinformation emanating from adverse nations.
Are you familiar with the subcommittee? Just answer the question.
I am.
Okay. Does it still exist?
Congressman, are you speaking of the...
Does the MDM subcommittee still exist?
I would have to get back to you on that.
Okay. All right. Kind of a big deal in your agency. I'm kind of shocked that you don't know the answer to that. Can you define what misinformation is?
Congressman, misinformation is false information that is disseminated to...
Excellent. Who determines what is false?
Congressman, our focus...
No, who determines what is false in your agency? If you're going to pull something off the internet and collude with a social media platform to make sure Americans don't see it, who determines what's false?
Congressman, we don't do that.
That's not true. That is not true. That is not what the court has found. This is not a Republican talking point. This is what the documents show. We've had people testify under oath that say, and you just define the term, you're telling me that you don't know who determines what is false?
Congressman, what we do at CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, is identify the tactics that adverse nation states use to weaponize disinformation.
Okay, what is disinformation? What is disinformation?
Disinformation is inaccurate information.
Who determines what's inaccurate? Who determines what's false? Do you understand the problem here? The reason the framers of our Constitution did not create an exception for quote-unquote false information from the First Amendment is because they didn't trust the government to determine what it is. And you have whole committees of people in your agency trying to determine what they define as false or misinformation.
That is not true.
Well, then what is true? Please enlighten us.
What we do is we disclose the tactics that adverse nation states are utilizing to weaponize disinformation.
No, sir. The court found specifically, it's a finding of fact that is not disputed by the government defendants, the Biden administration, your agency, the FBI, or DHS, not in the litigation. They determined you and all of your cohorts made no distinction between domestic speech and foreign speech. So don't stand there and tell me under oath that you only focused on adversaries around the world, foreign actors. That's not true.
Congressman, the Missouri case, the litigation to which you refer, is the subject of continuing litigation.
But the facts were not disputed, and I so regret that I'm out of time. I hope I get some more yielded. I yield back.
Anyway, so there you have it. We have an explanation that in the just down a little bit, like I said, in Congress, we've seen that they're trying to censor political speech, Christians and Jews, and we have it on FBI. FBI colludes with big tech to call Catholics a hate group, right? So we've been censored online since 2018. I said everybody should love each other, and I'm censored under hate speech, right? Yeah, we're called hate speech. Everybody should love each other is called hate speech. I literally said everybody should love each other, and it was taken down under Twitter under hate speech, and it's because they know I'm a Christian. It's like I said, God is love, Jesus loves you, everybody should love each other, and it got taken down by 2018 algorithmic hate speech laws, right? So Christians are censored everywhere. You just saw the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas or whatever, just lie under oath about not censoring, conservative Christians and Jewish people, so we're censored. Big tech doesn't like, liberals don't like Christians. So I'm already fighting a hard war to begin with to get employment. I don't need this extra lie stuff on top of this. I don't need these lies from total media saying that I'm a bad person, that I'm a drug user who rams people. I don't need that, right? I can't get a job, man. Like I said, I've been coding nonstop since I was since I was 4 years old in 1981. Like just nonstop. I code, I design, I game. That's what I do. I have 150,000 hours in it. They say it takes a master 10,000 hours. I have 150,000. I should at least get a job someplace, but I can't get a job anywhere, right? It's between like liberals hating Christians, the censorship going on of Christians, the big tech not wanting to be known for Christian censorship. They don't want to be a part of that stuff, and that's bad enough already. Not many Christians do get jobs. I know a lot of Christians who do well in school. They can't get a job. It's a vast discrimination against Christians. Every time you hear an inclusion movement, that really means an exclusion movement. There was no excluding of people before, but now there's mass exclusion of Christians. You're not welcome. So I can show you thousands of censorship events I've experienced. They say we don't even like you, Christian. They'll say we don't like your kind. It's time for you to get discriminated against, Christian. I'm just like the brunt of hate. And when I do make games for Apple, Google, MTV, they choose not to pay me. They'll violate the contract criminally. What are you going to do? Sue us? I guess that's what everybody says. At the end of the day, are you going to sue us? What are you going to do? We have money. We can't win them all. No one likes Christians. You're not going to win your court case. You're a Christian. See, this game right here, this got taken down by Apple because it's Christian. It has Christian allegories. Spent 10,000 hours. 5 people over 3 years. It would put a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears in this thing. Nice looking game, right? It's not for sale anywhere. Apple won't let it be sold. MTV didn't pay for us for it. Our team's so discouraged they don't want to try to sell it anywhere else. But it's a really beautiful game. This is what the world doesn't want you to see. This is the stuff that this is too bad for society. Happy trees and quiet music. It gets in the way of all the war and destruction that's on television. It's in the way of the narrative. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. The world is a stupid place. This game is not for sale anywhere. It looks like a pretty cool game, It's like Gauntlet 2. You power up, get some levels, get some, equipment, do some puzzles. 2D action, you have to require, be pretty good about speedy. It's not just a turn-based game. Very good game, right? It's not welcome to society. It's not, they won't pay for it, and they take it down, right? So when I do make games, I get criminally ripped off. It's been like a decade. I've just been criminally ripped off there, ripped off there. Thrown a crown. Look at this. We got taken down off of Google many times. Congregate didn't pay us for it. Like, so Congregate like offered to let us get paid, and then they lied to us at the end, so we didn't get paid. And then Google's an antitrust right now because they keep deplatforming their games on their systems, and it's terrible because I even made a game with a Make-A-Wish kid. I made a video game with a Make-A-Wish kid just so he could say he made a video game, right? I have a lot of time on my hands without having a job. And we spent thousands of hours together, and Google deplatformed that because they had Christian allegories. Like, Google hates Christians, Apple hates Christians. Apparently the Department of Homeland Security doesn't want Christians to be talking. So it's already a hard battle to fight to even get a chance at working. Like I said, I'm top dog. I know a lot of stuff in the industry. Like I said, I'll show you some of the things I made. Like, it's pretty cool. Other than that video game, like I made that like raw, out of nothing, with some artists and stuff. Here's some other things I made. Let's see here. Playlists. Let's see here. Oh, this is my random particle maker. It's just like a fractal. It puts a bunch of random elements together.
I'll save it.
And it plays it, and then you can make particle effects from your games. You drag and drop the particle effects into the game. It looks really beautiful, and you
can't hype this tool enough. Like, if I hype this tool, people are like, oh, you're hyping, and they will just ignore it. 60, easy peasy, and like 10,000 parts. Look at this.
So cool, right?
From this angle,
I spent 700 hours on this. Unity wouldn't let me sell it. Well, Unity discriminate because, sorry, I'm getting excited because there's so many places that discriminate against me Christians that for being a Christian that I have to slow myself down, right? So Unity wouldn't let me sell this because they already had a beef with me because I'm Christian, right? I get banned on Discord because I'm Christian. I'm banned on the official Unity forums. Look, I'm not making this stuff up. Unity forum. Look at this, the official Unity forum. Watch this. You have been banned for the following reason: rules violations. They brought my religion. They said, "Well, we know you're Christian," and I said, "Why are you bringing it up?" Because you're not allowed to talk about religion. I'm like, I'm not talking about my religion. I'm saying you banned me on Discord because of my religion. Well, you can't talk about that, so they banned me there, right? So I was banned on religion. I'm banned on official Unity. This is official Unity, people. This is Unity. This is a professional multi-billion. It's not a multi-billion. It's a $0.9 billion company, $900 million revenue a year. And they say they don't like me because I'm Christian, right? And they even ban me here. Look, I'm banned here. I'm banned on Unity forum, banned on Unity 3D forum right here. I can't post here, right? Because I'm banned. Watch, I'll try to submit. This is the official Unity people. Like won't let me. I'm forbidden. I'm not allowed to post there, right? They just. So they wouldn't let me sell this. I spent 700 hours on this. They wouldn't let me sell this. Because what happens is it generates particle effects for the game, and it's really cool.
Don't have.
I'm just trying to see what it looks like.
I forgot. Maybe it's just the meshes.
It's just cool. Anyway, so like I said, I make lots of stuff. I know what I'm doing. This like fractals of the old times, I remember this. It's good.
It's very intensive.
So let's wrap it up. Like I said, I don't need to prove I'm decent at software engineering. But I'll show one more thing, one more project. Let's see. Put another project here. All right, take stuff. Okay, watch. You can watch my. This is my current video game, Starfighter General. This is early footage, and I thought this was looks comical, so I left it. All right, so that's a bug. It's firing too many missiles at once, but it looks really cool, right? So
42,000. What? 42,000? That's over 9,000. 42,000. 42,000. What? Imagine if you had to play asteroids and blow up all those asteroids, man. You'd have to. You'd really have to get overpay. Instead of me paying a quarter, they'd have to pay me to shoot these asteroids.
They're
everywhere.
The next one. Keep hitting each other. Look how many objects there. Oh, that's my friends. Some of my friends have bad language. I try and correct their language. They don't always like it. So anyway, see, I'm Christian. I'm banned on all these things. A victim of police brutality. The news doesn't want to correct my thing, and it all adds up to not being able to have a very good chance of getting a job. Doesn't matter what you know. If you're slandered in the news, that's fake. That's false news. It's fake news about your character. People think I'm a drug user. They will just randomly attack people. That's not the case, man. I don't have a criminal record like that. Literally, my criminal record since I'm like age 21 or whatever when they get the criminal record from there. I looked at my criminal record. You know what my criminal record says? I was doing 13 miles an hour over the speed limit down in a speed trap. Right. Meanwhile, other people were doing 33 miles an hour over the speed limit. I had to go 13 miles an hour over the speed limit just so I wasn't a victim of a crime. I was speeding just so I wasn't in an accident. It was the safe thing to do because everybody else was going really, really fast, and I was kind of like worried that I'd get in an accident if I drove the speed limit. See, I drive probably 5 or 10 over normally. I'll be honest. I drive 5 or 10, but I don't go over 5 or 10. But I was going 13. It was 3 miles an hour over what I normally do, because I was concerned. These cars were really going. I'm like, look, do I go a little bit faster? Like and then I pulled over. I'm like, you know what? This is stupid. I get pulled over. The police officers they're either like all these other police officers looking for drugs, and it's down Pittsburgh, and people are drunk. You're looking at me. I'm like I was only going 13 because if I went any slower, I'd get a victim of accident. It's like you're breaking the law. I'm like, but I was trying to be a victim of accident. See, if we could pull everybody over and find everybody, we would. And at that point, I realized I wasn't talking to a rational human being, and I just shut up. Some police officers are not good people. I don't know about Circleville. Maybe just had false information. Maybe they just had fake. Maybe they just had bad stuff going on. Like I said, for 19 years or so after the accident, I didn't say anything about the incident publicly because I didn't want people to have bad mouth police. I didn't want to hurt police PR. You hurt police PR, you hurt police. And I'm a good guy. I'm for police. I said every civilization, every country needs police, even if they are corrupt police. And America's police are the least corrupt of all. So that's great. I stood against that whole we just talked about it. Stood against that whole bring in racism back. And kneel before the flag, and we will focus on this one guy who died to police. 100 people die to police every day. 100 people die to police. But if the news knows if they focus you on hate, you're gonna lash and hate back. Hate and love burn like fires. If you focus on love, you make other people happy, and it burns you back with love. You focus on hate, you make other people hurt, and it comes back at you, and you get hurt, right? So, I just I don't get it at all. Why the news could have just easily printed a little article saying, "Hey, we have better information than we had before, and we're updating the information." Because the secret of information is you might not know the whole facts, but you're working with what you got. And society might have to be woke with the delusion that the news does not always print the facts. And what happens is when it gets the truth, it should print it again. But the news is afraid that society thinks, well, we're perfect, which you're not. Dude, like right now, I'm just proving that you're not only not perfect. The fact that you want to be perfect and hide yourself is you're slandering a guy. You went from just having misinformation on your newspaper to straight lying about a guy's character. You're straight saying that I'm a drug abuser that goes and starts fights and wrecks into people high on drugs. You're willing to just ruin a guy's entire career because you want to be, we're the perfect newspaper. We never make mistakes. Get over yourself, dude. I offered to having not pay me any money at all for all the lost years I would have had of career, right? That's a pretty good deal. Like we said, if I get paid $200,000 on average, between $100,000 and $300,000. Like I said, I've had jobs where they were it was going to get me $500,000 a year. It's lowballing to be $200,000, $300,000 for what I do. I'm like the top of the top dogs. I'll be if I were really getting at it, I'll probably get $1 to $2 million a year. I do the work of about 20 top tier programmers. I'm like the top dog, dude. All right, so to estimate my salary at $200,000 a year is lowballing. If we're doing a real estimate, might be around $400,000, $600,000 a year. Okay, let's just average $500,000. $500,000 a year is over 20 years, so that's $1 million for two. That's $10 million. I really should be seeking $10 million from Tribune Review. I mean, because not only just the fact that they ruined my career, the fact that they refused to correct it. I mean, they're being obstinate. They're being liars. They're being bad guys right now. And now I have to fight just to, like, openly go, look, there's this newspaper just lying about me. Like, why are you making me do this about my life? I would rather just be coding right now. I'd rather be going about my own life, doing my own thing, doing my talents, being nice to people around I have to be here talking about how the news lies. Anybody know a lawyer? Post in the comments. I'm going to be praying that the world sees truth in the future. They crucified truth on the cross 2,000 years ago. They'd rather believe a lie, release a murderer, beat up the guy who never did anything wrong, appease an emperor who's like evil. Rather be afraid of an emperor evil and just twist the truth in any way. Beat up a guy before he's accused of a crime. The soldiers hurt Jesus before he was even guilty, right? He wasn't guilty of anything. He did nothing wrong. He took our sins on the cross. So I'm waiting for the day when the world changes and we can understand to be good and loving everybody. That's what I'm waiting for. I don't know if I'll ever get justice in this, but it's good for everybody to know about it. The Tribune Review lied about me. They printed misinformation about me. And upon learning they could just correct the misinformation for free, openly, and no one would be like upset, they chose to say, get a lawyer, Jim. Get a lawyer. I'm like, dude, I don't want to see you. I don't want your money. Get a lawyer. I'm like, I don't know. Anybody know a lawyer? It'd be kind of helpful. If not, pray up. We'll just roll with it. Everybody takes hits in life. Later. Love's the way. Be good and love to everybody out there. It doesn't matter what the bad guys do. Just keep your heart and be good to everybody. Amen.